Good morning. Time to make the coffee. This morning's flavor is maple pecan pie from Aldi's. And it's going to be 81 degrees today and hazy sunshine. So there's no rain in the forecast. We need rain. We're actually kind of in a drought. We haven't had rain in quite a while. So I guess it's a good time to start pulling out some of the flowers and some of the flowers I'll leave in for a while yet, but the vegetables, they can come out. And then I'll only have to water a few containers that have greens in them or lettuce and a few of the flowers. So I'll do that today. And I'm only going to be watering like every other day if I have to. No more of this watering every day. So, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I'm kind of debating if I want to put together my kitchen island. I might do that. I mean, that requires me to make a mess because I have to pull everything out of the Frankenstein island that I have now. But I don't know, I might do that. I don't really feel like working in the garden today, other than watering. So it's going to be in the low 80s, upper 70s for the next week. So it should be nice and provide me with other opportunities to do a little something in the garden. There's not that much left to do out there. And I'm not in a big hurry to get anything done anymore. So that was a lot of work, and it took me quite a while to get to the point I am now, and I'm glad about that. Every year I learn a little bit more about what I shouldn't and should do in the garden, and it's an ongoing thing, and every year it's different. It's kind of like your house, My house isn't static either. It changes. Things wear out, things break, so you have to change things, and then one thing leads to another. So it seems like every project you do has other projects hooked to it. At least that's what I find to be true. I don't know, do you find that to be true as well? So I'm going to add some of the chocolate creamer to this today. Still my favorite. It's pretty much tasty with everything. Get my little baking soda jar here. And put a little of that in. And there we go. Voila! A cup of morning coffee. So I want to kind of take it easy a little bit this weekend. I've been going like gangbusters lately, and I need a little bit of R&R. So not that I want to sit around for 2 days, but just do lighter projects. So cheers. I think we all need that once in a while, where we just kind of have a little bit of chill time. Yeah, that's good. I have a lot of pecan pie coffee. I have the Aldi's one, and I also have it from Ollie's. So I need to start drinking some of that up. So, all right, well, I will meet you in a little bit over there at the budget book. All right, back at the budget book. I don't know why it's so big. I don't know. Anyway, yesterday I didn't spend any money. I'm still looking for a generator. When I was talking to my son, he knows a lot about those things. He said that unless you spend a lot of money, you're not going to find a battery generator that will power your freezer and your big refrigerator. So he said I would be better off to get a dual fuel generator, one that runs on propane and gasoline, and then use that to run the refrigerator and the freezer. So I guess that made sense to me, but I would still get one or two battery backup generators for inside the house. So I'm trying to get ready for winter and try and get my prepping things together, because I think it's important that we prep for winter. We have winter storms here that make it very difficult to get out and about. Eventually the snowplows show up and do the roads and all that, but I don't want to go out if I don't absolutely have to. And then with what's happening with our elderly power grids and all the threats that we keep hearing about, and the storms that have been plaguing a lot of different places in the country, I just want to be prepared. It's for my own peace of mind. Not that I'm panicked or anything, and I don't want to be panicked, so that's why I'm preparing ahead of time. So I'm thinking about, if I do get a generator, I'm thinking about buying one same as cash, so I don't have to take that money out of savings, because I'm going to have money available to fix up my basement wall. I need a new vanity, and if I get a new vanity, I might as well just get a new sink while I'm at it, and a new faucet, and get that fixed up. Also, the room will need to be painted, and the wall, the drywall, will need to be replaced. So I'm estimating that's going to cost me $1,000, or $2,000, not $1,000. Wish it was $1,000, but I was looking at Home Depot. The cost of their vanities have gotten really crazy too. So I have to physically go there and see if I can find something like an open box item. I like to buy open box items when I go to places like Best Buy and Home Depot and any of those stores. I always look for open appliances, and I've had real good luck with that, and they're quite a bit cheaper. So that's what I'm thinking about doing with the generator. And I'm just going to keep looking and see. I'm trying to find something that's a little quieter, and I think those are the inverter dual fuel generators, but they're quite a bit more expensive. But I don't really need to power my whole house. I found one around a little over $1,000. It's a Westinghouse one, and it's a portable generator that'll power your whole house. But if I'm going to go that route, then I would just hire an electrician to so that I could plug it into my electrical box and power it that way. That would be the whole house. And from what I'm reading, you can use almost all your appliances then, but I don't know if I need that. My main concern is to have something to power my refrigerator and freezer. I have a bunch of little things for cooking and stuff like that. I have my canned goods if I need to use those and heat those up and make some soups. So I really don't need something where I have to run every appliance in my house. So I'm still deciding. I don't want to make a purchase that's not going to be the right thing for me. I want to get just enough power so that I also, I can have a little entertainment, whether that's running my router or because I have streaming TV. So I don't even know if that would work. But you know, it's important to have some entertainment too. You don't want to go to bed with the chickens if you're a night owl, especially, and just lay there for hours thinking about everything in your life that you need to fix. Because that's what I tend to do sometimes. So, anyway, that's what I'm thinking along those lines so that I can have what I need here and not drain my savings account, because there's other things that still need to be fixed. And I know a lot of you know this already, but the newer people, I still have windows that need to be replaced, and I'm replacing those 3 a year. I've already replaced 3, and I'm not replacing the ones that are still good and the seal isn't broken. I'm not replacing those yet. I just replace them as the seals break. And then also my deck. And I know my heating and air conditioner are going to be giving out at some point because they're 21 years old. I've never had anything done to them. So I know that's going to be coming up in the future as well. So we'll see here what's what and what I decide to do, but I do have to make a decision soon. Now I know some of the online retailers are going to be having, I think Amazon has a Prime Day coming up, or a couple days, the beginning of October. So I at least want to make up my mind by then to see what I'm going to get. So, all right. I am cutting back on the spending because I have these big expenses coming up. Right now, I don't really need anything else for the house. I've gathered all the, for my basement, I gathered all the wire shelving that I'm going to need to organize that. I have containers for my food. I have buckets and other containers that'll go on the wire shelving. So I've gathered all that already. There's some linens and blankets and things that I want to put up in the attic. I don't want to get rid of all the blankets. I'll keep the good ones, and the ones that are kind of worn, I'll donate to a dog shelter. So I've pretty much gathered the things that I want to do this winter, including my kitchen island. And and I won't need to spend a lot of money on the garden anymore this year. That'll be coming up again in the spring, but not to the point where it was this year. This year it was my goal to get stands for all my city picker boxes, and I did that, and they were moved. So I don't need to do that anymore. And as my raised bed garden things wear out, I probably won't be replacing them. But they're pretty sturdy. Some of them I've had for way over 10 years, and they've held up really, really well. So I don't need to replace any of that. I have gathered all the things already for next year's garden. I have seeds. The only thing I'll need to get are plants and maybe some fertilizer, although I do have fertilizer left over. But I will be getting plants in the spring. But even that I'm cutting back on. So I'm happy with that. It doesn't make me sad that I have to downsize my garden. It's neat and organized, and I think I will enjoy it next year. Because I don't know what's going to be going on with my elderly mother. I don't know what's going to be going on with my health. So I'm just trying to make things easier for myself as best I can. All right. That's it for the budget book. Time to drink my morning coffee and read some inspirations from a quote a day. So these are the couple that I picked out for today. And it's don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. And that's by John R. Wooden. And Benjamin Franklin said, energy and persistence conquer all things. So I thought that was a good thing to talk about because that's what's kind of going on in my life. There are a lot of days where I don't have the energy to do a lot, but I try to do something smaller on those days, whether that's shredding papers or organizing paperwork or making a vision board or, doing a little craft or something, maybe doing something a little more fun on days where you have low energy, or just relaxing. That's nothing wrong with that. So, but on those days where I have more energy, and then I definitely try and do some bigger things, whether that's working in my garden, or cleaning my garage, or organizing something in my house, or downsizing something. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I don't know how I got so busy. I got more done when I worked full-time. And I really don't squander away that much time. I mean, I almost always every day stop by 3 o'clock. Because by then my energy is like down here. So anyway, when I went to the doctor the other day, I was really shocked because I don't know if I told you this already, but I still can't get over this. So, they weigh you, they measure you, and I weigh about 129, 130 pounds, which is probably about 10 pounds more than I should weigh. So I wasn't surprised about that. My weight hasn't changed in a long time. I mean, when I was younger, I weighed like 107. So, but back in those days, I was 5'2". So she measured me, and I was 4'10" and a half. Oh my God, it's like, what? I thought I was maybe like 5 feet. I knew I have shrunk because when you have osteoporosis, your spine starts to, So, yeah, I was really shocked with that one. So I said, oh my God, I'm turning into a munchkin. So I'm a very little lady, but I really could stand to lose about 10 pounds. But, I really should start walking again. I mean, I think that would help. And also, I know I keep talking about this, and I just somehow have all this other stuff that I do, so I guess this isn't a priority for me, or I would do it. I want to do some Tai Chi. I did take a couple of Tai Chi classes from our local community, but personally, I don't like having to go somewhere and exercise with a group. That's just not my thing. And I actually even have a couple of Tai Chi DVDs that I have no excuse why I don't put them in the DVD player and do that. So, but I really need to start doing that. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things we should do that we don't do. So one of the things that I want to do, yesterday I did quite a bit of cooking. I wanted to cook up a lot of the vegetables that I had in my drawer. And I thought, I spend all this time cooking just because I don't want the vegetables to go bad. Because I usually shop once a month. Sometimes I do a bigger shop, and then in a couple weeks I'll pick up some more stuff. And I live very close to Mark's. I live very close to Drug Mart. They also carry produce. And I thought, I'm just not going to buy that much produce anymore, because then I have to take the time. I have to either dehydrate it, or I have to cut it up and freeze it. I don't have room in my freezer. I keep putting that stuff in the freezer. I do use it, but still I need to use that up. So at least for a while now, I'm going to just buy a bag of lettuce or a head of lettuce, and I'm only going to buy one instead of buying spring mix and lettuce and this. And so I'm only going to buy one, because I can't eat it up fast enough. Once you open that up, it goes bad really quickly. So I thought, if I have to run up to Drug Mart every 3 days and get some more lettuce or something like that, even if I have to pay a little bit more, in the long run, it's probably going to save me money, because I will eat it and I won't have to throw it away. Because I did have to throw some food out yesterday, but I put it in the composter, and so that'll be fine. And I was reading on Google about red wiggler worms that are still in my garage, and I throw food in there too for them. And they said that a lot of the red wiggler worms, if you put them in your compost pile and put like cardboard, shredded cardboard on top, that they can survive the winters. It's not their favorite environment. So I think I'm just, I have a tumbler composter, so it's closed off. And I'm just going to put them in there rather than keeping them in a bin in the garage. So when I clean the garage, that's one of the things that I want to do. So I'm going to try that with the produce and just buy it more often rather than trying to keep it fresh for 2 weeks or more. And then I have that pressure of, you got to do something with that. So I'm just going to buy basic things. I'll keep some carrots in there. It seems like whenever I buy celery, that tends to go bad. So, and I have a lot of chopped up mirepoix, which is carrots and celery, and peppers, I think. Anyway, I have a lot of combinations of that in the freezer. So, but I will keep carrots on hand. I'm even going to cut back on the potatoes, because I still have some potatoes that are starting to shrivel up that I'm going to cook today, and have those handy. So with the potatoes, I think I'm just going to buy those little bags of the little round potatoes, and keep those instead of a big 5-pound bag of potatoes. Now I could can the potatoes. I'm just, for now, I have so much to do in my house. I just want to get away from all that cooking that I always have to do because the produce is going bad. As far as onions go, I'm having a hard time digesting onions, so I'm going to cut back with that. They seem to be okay if they're cooked, but eating the raw onions, which is really good on a burger, that's giving me problems. So I'm not going to buy onions for a while, and I have chopped up onions in there too that I can use for cooking. So I'm going to try that for a while anyway, and then I might go back to the other way once I get a little more caught up on my house. So I've never had a house like this. I mean, I never, ever in my whole life. And I'm trying to figure out what the heck happened? How did everything blow up all at once? But I attribute that to, first of all, the mouse problem. We had to pull a ton of stuff out of the places where I stored food, and anything that they had gotten into was thrown out. I had a shelving unit in the basement. It was a plastic one that just kind of collapsed. It just kind of went, so that stuff needs to be put away. The basement is just, everything and anything that didn't have a home lately has been put in the basement or the garage. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't really know how that all happened. And then, with my physical ailments, I can only do so much. So it's really my biggest goal for the next year to stay home as much as I can and get everything straightened back out, because I cannot live like this. I just cannot do it. It needs to be taken care of, and I need to get it back to where it was. So, and yes, getting rid of a lot of stuff, that's another thing. You start pulling things out, and then you put it in a pile for the donation, and it sits there for a while till you gather up enough stuff. You don't want to call them for every little thing that you have. So I like to wait until I have, a reasonable amount. And yes, I could take it to a donation center, but I like donating to the charity that I use, because I can pick the charity I want it to go to. And it's donatestuff.com. I don't know if you have that in your area, but they'll come and pick it up in your driveway. And I can donate whatever money they get to senior dogs. So that's what I like to do. And then sometimes I like to donate directly to our local shelter. So that's kind of taken care of. I have a system for that. But, and I want to make sure that I have enough things that, like I said, if there's a power outage for whatever reason, I can still be comfortable in my home. I can still cook what I need to cook, have some smaller appliances for that. And so that's the direction I'm headed right now. But in the meantime, I have to systematically go through my projects and, first of all, get rid of things. Secondly, organize the things that I still want to keep. And mostly in the garage and in the basement. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do with the produce. I'll just buy it fresh, because it'll take me 5 minutes to drive to Drug Mart and back, and it's like 2 miles away. So I'm not wasting a lot of gasoline then either. And cutting way back on the groceries that I buy. Now, I don't buy a lot to begin with, but I want to cut back even more and start using more of what I have. If I don't have my favorite French fries, well, then I'll just have mashed potatoes or something. I have plenty of that stuff. So anyway, those are kind of my plans and how I'm going to deal with taking care of a couple of big messes I have going on. Oh, yeah, and in the basement now, of course, we had to pull everything out of the vanity. We had to pull everything out, so that's sitting down there too. So, this is a joke, right? Somebody's pulling a trick on me, I know it. Oh, well. All right, well, that's it for my morning coffee chat. I haven't even had coffee. Cheers. So I'm going to enjoy this for a while and figure out what I want to do. All right, I'll be back. Well, it's getting to be dinner time, and I'm just going to heat up some of the food I have in the fridge. This morning I cooked up the rest of my potatoes that were kind of getting all shriveled up. So I nuked them in the microwave, let them cool, cut them up, and I can fry them, or I can make a serving or two of potato salad out of them. So I have that in the fridge. I cooked up some pasta that I can eat with the rest of the stuff that I have, and I still have the rice I cooked the other day. So my carbs are all taken care of for a few days, and I can just mix and match and see what I want to eat. So because I'm trying to do all these things, like I said, I'm trying to cut back on the cooking a little bit, but I had to get everything cooked up before it went bad. So I'm just going to start using what I've cooked and what I have and combine that with what's in the freezer. So that is my plan, and hopefully it manifests. And I guess that's up to me, because every day I should say, okay, this is my plan, and stick to the plan. So, yeah, anyway, I didn't do a whole lot today. I just cooked that stuff up and did a little bit of cleaning up around the house. I didn't go outside at all. I didn't feel like working in the garden. I didn't put together my island either. But I didn't just sit around all day. I did a few things, you know, straightening up, cleaning up. That stuff needs to be done too, so that's what I did. So, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.